I think this might freak people out.
So this is not real. This is AI.
Hello. Just to be clear for everyone seeing this, I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my picture and my voice profile. I was able to be digitally regenerated to share with you today. But here is insight into who I actually was in real life. Take a look.
All right, I'm Chris Pelkey. I served with the United States Army in the infantry. I'm from upstate New York. And what else?
Where'd you deploy?
Where'd I deploy? I went to Baghdad in 2006, 2008, and then I went to Afghanistan in 09 to 10. I think the number one thing is God. Is having a relationship with the Lord and being close with Him, and that He really is the only answer to every problem we have, everything we go through. We got to do it with Jesus at our side. Everything else I've tried has failed. And aside from that, just like Jesus says, love God and love people, and being in that community with people where we can lift each other up and support each other and have that community of like-minded brethren, combat veterans, people that believe in the Lord, and people that are sober and trying to live that good life. So it's just all about God and all about people.
So as you can see from my video I recorded in 2021, this here is a true representation of who I was, not how the courtroom portrayed me. So I would like to make my own impact statement. So, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot. I can't tell you how humbled I am for those that spoke up for me, everyone who flew in, took off work, those who are watching this remotely, and for everyone who has supported my family and loved ones through 3.5 years and 2 trials. I wish I could be with you all today. To your honor, Judge Lang, thank you for making yourself available to see this case to the end, especially when the rescheduled trial conflicted with your daughter's spring break. Thank you for listening to everyone today. Thank you for reading the flood of impact statements that came in before today that so many people wrote on my behalf. Every single one of them is meaningful and gives a glimpse into my life with each of them. To Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do. To my family and everyone that I've met along the way, it was a lot of fun. I always had a lot of fun. Love each other because you never know how long you have. But make the most of each day and live your life. It is okay to stumble. God has you. Remember, getting old is a gift that not everybody has. So embrace it and stop worrying about those wrinkles.
What my reaction initially was the way that he looks, the AI version of him looks in that video, right? It's almost unnerving, like uncanny valley kind of, how his mouth is moving, but the rest of him is clearly just like a photo, right? Yeah. But the similarity in it is his voice, right? AI took his voice and put it into this video to create this statement. And I do think that is an incredible work of technology, right? But this being used in court, I think adds a complex layer to this, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's the technology piece of it. There's the layer of who has sort of the right to speak on someone's behalf once they're gone. You might say, well, his family knew him best, and this is what they
wanted.
He would have wanted or believed. Maybe they talked to him about it, and he said, if I ever, am a victim of something, just know that I forgive them. You never know what conversations people can have. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be jarring. It's supposed to be shocking, right? Because if it's a victim impact statement, you're meant to try to pierce through the emotion or the mind of the person who is now going to prison, presumably for killing you. And if that helps kind of, if they have to think about that and see not only the AI version, but also the video of him, the real him as
real,
well.
Yes.
And then hearing the words, you know, like, I forgive you. I mean, you just, that can add another layer of, it's so incredible to the forgiveness piece. I just think back to different stories I've covered over the years where people have been victimized or lost, you know, an entire family is lost in a car crash, and they forgive, the survivors forgive the person who was driving drunk or whatever. And obviously faith plays a big role in their family too. But you know what would be when you think about the technology and how scary it can be sometimes, I think about, I guess it scares me a little bit, but maybe other people would think this is the coolest thing ever. But like, what if you started doing this at funerals?
Yeah.
You know, because that gave me that vibe of, you know, somebody speaking from the grave, basically.
Yeah.
And then what if eventually we just never really die and we just have a screen with us all the time that has, you know, your mother passes away, but yet she's just right here with you, like on a screen or on a hologram, or my gosh, you just think about where this could go.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
I haven't. I know what you're talking about.
This is very much, I think, something in that vein. I don't know. It blurs the line, right, between what's real and what's not, and what is. How do ethics play into this? How do your personal beliefs play into this? I think it is such a. In this case, this man's sister had pondered making this video for years, right? Since 2023 is what I've read. Okay. So when I say personal decision here, like I don't know that I would feel comfortable doing something on my siblings' behalf like this. I would like to believe that my loved ones, if they were caught in a scenario like this, killed in a scenario like this, would be able to forgive and hope that for the perpetrator, you know, maybe there is some sort of light and redemption. But I don't know that I would feel comfortable putting together something speaking on their behalf, right? Like, I think that's, for me, where I struggle.
Yeah.
It's just, that's such a weighted...
Yeah, and it could have been their way of coping too, their way of healing is by doing this, believing that that's what he would have wanted, and then for them that was their way of kind of healing and letting that not go, but letting, you know, moving to the next place of healing for them. So gosh, so interesting. And to have, like you said, to have it play out in a court scenario like that. Now, it didn't have any effect on, we understand, like the sentencing or anything like that. That was already set, but just to have that, now this be kind of the first one, it's getting a lot of attention, so it'll be interesting. And the judge was fine with it, right?
The judge actually seems to love it, right? The judge said, here, let me see if I can find this quote from him. I'm struggling to find the quote, but he did say that he liked it. You know, he said he thanked the family for the video. You know, it's just, it really is quite incredible, because there are other scenarios where AI has kind of worked its way into the courts in a different context, but there has been, you know, the judges are not happy with it, understandably. I'm specifically thinking of, we were talking this morning about a case against Mike Lindell, MyPillow CEO.
You mentioned that one.
His lawyers actually used AI to help them put together some documents to bring their case to the judge, and I believe it's in a defamation suit, and basically AI messed up a bunch of these documents. And it was just a train wreck, it sounds like. And the judge really, really came down hard on Lindell's lawyers. And now there's some concern of what this may mean for the future trial, right? But again, that's a very different context. It's A, not a video, it's putting together legal documents. B, it played into the actual case and how the trial would happen and the decisions the judge is making. This was the family and the victim giving a statement, right? And it didn't have any impact on the trial, didn't have an impact on the sentencing. It was meant to make you feel something. It was meant to make you moved. it's, you know, very different, but I do think it's interesting that we're seeing AI work its way into courts
for
more
sure.
and more and more.
For sure. My goodness. Okay.